giving it a hot minute.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Oh no, there we go. Starry-Eyed Supplies has gone live.
Yay! Me too. What's up?
I have to silence Starry-Eyed Supplies.
Hi everybody. How you doing? All right.
There we go.
Do you got it?
I got it.
You have silence things?
I have silence things. I want to be able to see the chat. And then
right.
Hi Marlon.
I am yeah, you go ahead, Joey. I'm gonna get all my links up.
Hi everybody, it's been a hot minute. And we are back for a healing ritual on this side of the full moon. So I hope everybody had a really gorgeous full moon. And we decided to make this a healing ritual. And we're basing it around the concept of the poison bowl that you may or may not have heard Cris and I talk about in the past. If you haven't heard us talk about what we mean by the poison bowl is something that is kind of based on the Nordic mythology of Loki, when he was having poison dripped on his head and his wife held the poison bowl to spare him from pain. And this is an analogy that Cris and I use in our interactions with one another, as well as with other people, but it came up between us as the thing that we do, which is holding the poison bowl for another person to help them in the process of their healing. And that means that sometimes one person holds the poison bowl and sometimes the other person holds the poison bowl. It's kind of holding space as well, in a way, which Cris has been talking about a fair bit recently. So we're going to bring that concept into this healing ritual. And we're all going to visualize a giant poison bowl together. I actually have a bowl to hold. And we're going to allow our parts of ourselves that are in desperate need of release, a little poison drain, to ebb into the earth. We're basically going to be visualizing it as a, would you call it a womb space into earth, or just a bowl space into earth? Things are remade.
Womb space, sure, because I mean there's a void energy there, like the void egg kind of thing that you've talked about, and sort of that holding space. And there's like sort of the earth element and things breaking down to be reborn in a different way. So yeah, I mean that's fitting.
As always, the rituals that we often do live like this are not meant to be a very stereotypical structured ritual. Cris and I prefer the live ones to have an ebb and a flow to it. We prefer to weave it and allow it to be what it is. It's not that we're against more structured rituals by any means, but we just feel that the interactive ritual element works really well live, and it allows people to come and go as they need to. And if someone comes in and they need specific energy, in particular specific healing energy, then the free format allows us to react to people's needs at any given point. So are you about ready, Cris?
Yes, I think I'm about ready. I'm trying to, so guys, what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to bring up all the spots that the video has been shared so that I can see any comments that are going on the different places. So that's all the clicking. I am multitasking. Yes. So I want to be able to see everybody. So hi, Mike. I see we have about 17 viewers now. Hello, everybody. How are you? There is also a poll this time that we've done. I don't know where it shows up.
She's very excited.
It's around here somewhere. And it's going to ask you how your full moon went. How did it go? Answer that for me. I have no idea where it is.
Please answer it. Cris is super excited that she managed to get a poll in here.
Well, it was like, would you like a poll? And it was like, would you like to make it interactive? And I was like, aren't they already interactive by definition? And it was like, what would you like to add a poll? And I'm like, what would we ask? Joey, what are we going to ask?
So for anybody watching this later on YouTube, by the way. Feel free to post your answers down below. How was your full moon?
Yes.
Feel free to join in the poll that is not a poll once this reaches YouTube. Hi, Gail. How you doing, lovely? So, yeah, so should we call in some energies? Are you good? How do you want to do it?
I was just trying to find the poll. Well, I don't know. You guys let me know if you find it. I have no idea.
Entirely distracted. I'm gonna find something.
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do this.
I think we need a healing. Okay,
that's my
finding
ready
a poem
dance.
to read us in.
What do we want? Instinctively. Cacao. All right. Ooh, this is the wobbly one. Look at this. The incense, it's quite wobbly.
It's because I'm wiggling.
Oh, all right.
I'm gonna read that one. Do you want to do something first, or are you happy for me to read something to pull us in?
Please be my guest right now. Carry on.
Okay. Love for the forgotten ones. Here's to the forgotten ones, the lonely hearts, those who feel like they're nobody's first choice, who feel like outsiders all day long, misfits who can't seem to relate, the fragmented puzzle pieces, the ones who silently observe, wishing someone cared, the weirdos, the not so popular anti-conformists with loud opinions and bigger hearts, the ones who stick out like sore thumbs, the broken but thriving, those who aren't ever given as much as they give, the non-included, the waiting for an invitation that never comes, those that refuse to go along with it for the sake of it ones, the ghosts who whisper and howl, I know how that feels, I stand there with you, you are not alone.
That was very fitting.
There's definitely been an energy lately of people feeling very isolated. And I feel that there's somebody I'm just going to read this out. Sorry, I just noticed because Mira said I've been dealing with bigotry and bigoted slurs from work and co-workers dealing with sadness and anger and frustration. I will accept any healing that you can give. So I'm just going to mention that, you know, everybody's welcome here, and we will be putting all those poisons into the poison bowl in a little while. And I felt that this healing ritual would work really well as a nexus point of connection for a lot of people. A lot of people have been feeling very isolated. We are in the downward slope towards the Christmas period, whether we like it or not, and people's shift has started focusing that way, as well as the Samhain and the Halloween energy, and people start focusing on ancestors. Unless you know Cris, who's ancestor all year long. But hey, Jen. But people have started to feel the connections and maybe feel where the connections are missing. There's been a lot of we just talked about this in our energy reading that we do every week. There has been a lot of people putting their raw vulnerabilities out there in the world, and unfortunately there's been kind of like a pushback, a judgment thing that happens, and so we want to hold some healing here. Hi Nicole, welcome. We're going to be recording this is live, and this will be up on YouTube later. We'll leave it up on the Facebook too and everything, but it will be up on YouTube live. So if you can't make all of it and you want to hear more, then it will be up in multiple places for you later. Feeling in a funk and not motivated. I can feel that, Lisa. The lack of motivational sparky energy has been very much so like a drain lately. Like it's got its little drainy fingers in and it won't let go. And some of it for me is grief, which is some of what I will be leaving in the poison bowl for healing. But there definitely is a general feeling, I think, of a kind of miasma of funkiness, of lethargy, of actual sickness, because a lot of us in the Northern Hemisphere are sliding into the cooler half of the year. And with that transition comes physical sickness every year. So, hey, Courtney, welcome everybody. So we called in that energy. Do you want to call in some ancestors or grandmothers or anything like that, Cris? I might call in Avalon after you, if you...
You know what? I think I'm going to bring in Hecate in my way, because I feel like she's
definitely
very
around
appropriate right now.
Yeah, I can feel them. Yeah.
Out of all of the things right now, I'm feeling like she's the space holder that's needed at the moment. And I will say already, like, my relationship with her is very much via hereditary, and it's not, I'll say right now, it's not according to a lot of the other books and things about her. So I'm not trying to be that. Don't at me. So, so to that I will say, Mother of all mothers, mother of my mother, mother of I call to you to make this space one of womb, one of safety, love, wholeness, one that is filled with nurturing and healing and light to be found. Make us torchbearers, illuminating the dark night of the soul, illuminating the void spaces that make us feel alone or less than, shining warm hearth fires onto places that feel dark and cold. I call to you, Mother. Be here with us now. Embrace us. Hold us safe and sound. And then I take a sip of tea.
And I'm going to call in the energies of Avalon, because the metaphysical state of Avalon is something as an energetic matrix that I call in for healing. It's my go-to journey place. So I like to call those energies in. And it kind of brings in a nice water energy, which I feel is kind of important for the poison bowl, because it kind of helps flush everything out. And it also has a deep earth as well, which conjoins beautifully with that gorgeous calling in of Hecate from Cris. So we're just going to do this on the fly, because I always on the fly.
Thank you, Jen.
I call forth the gateways to Avalon. A time, a space, a feeling, a place, a world beyond world. I ask that everyone here connected, though we stand in different spaces, though we see different versions of ourselves in each other's eyes, feels the connection through Avalon. In this space, we are healed, we are heard, we are accepted and connected and wanted and free. I call to the energy of the time and the space that is Avalon, of the Great Lake stretching out as far as the eye can see, a space of womb fluid, tears released, birthing fluid, death fluid, and all that flows between, rich in lifeblood. This sacred space guarded by the wisest priestesses and priests of Avalon, who reach out their hands to us in welcome. I call forth the space of Avalon to everyone here present and everyone here present in the echoes of this time and space. Hail to thee, seeker, wanderer, magician, and scribe. May all find healing here in this space. Hail and welcome.
Hail and welcome. I don't know about you guys, but it just got a little toastier.
Just get comfy. I'm also going to invite you guys to move your bodies a little bit. Not too much. We're not going crazy. We're healing, but I want you to kind of get into the flow of it. And I've had, the song "We Are the Flow, We Are the Ebb." I've had that song in my head.
I love that song. It's one of my favorites.
We are the flow, we are the ebb, we are the weavers, we are the web, we are the flow, we are the ebb, we are the witches back from the dead. Hecate's in that song, no wonder. We are the wolves that Hecate fed.
Yep.
I thought you'd been around. So maybe just moving with that flow, with that movement. Just, I'm going to just roll my shoulders. It helps me to kind of move my energy around. I like to flow when I'm healing because water is the element I go to for healing. Automatically, the deep healing. Earth is very present, of course. Fire, depending on what we're doing. Air is always present, but water is definitely that Avalonic lake energy for me.
I think for me, I typically go earth. But I'm always a weird merge of earth, water, and fire anyway.
Yeah. So welcome everybody to the space. So I think what we will do is we will, if Cris is happy to, we'll back and forth about the visualization of what the Earth Poison Bowl looks like. And in that time, you are invited to, the people that have already written what they're suffering through, we're just going to automatically energetically project in. People who haven't mentioned how they need healing, you are welcome to either state it out loud or just inwardly, it all counts, into the poison bowl, the earth bowl.
And at any point during this, you are also welcome to, while visualizing, visualize yourself walking forward and placing it in the bowl, for that matter. So yeah.
Yeah. In future versions of this, we'll likely be doing more healing rituals and maybe some different rituals. In different versions of this, I'm going to have paper and I will actually write names down. We're not going to do that today because the emphasis is very much on the visualization today. So I want to be in the visualization rather than jotting down names. But in future versions, that's something that can be done. And I can always warn people beforehand so they can send messages beforehand and let me know. So, okay. Would you like to start, Cris? What do your elf eyes see?
I breathe out. Air, smoke, offerings over to the bowl. The breath drifts from my lips forward. It shapes, it shifts, it changes colors. It offers fears, stress, sadness. It spirals around and finds itself in a space of void.
I visualize myself kneeling before the poison ball in an act of willing surrender to allow the outpouring of emotions that have been heavy on the chest to pour out into the poison ball. There is definitely grief. Grief is definitely weighing heavy, fogging the mind, getting caught in the throat, and triggering dreams and emotional responses from way back when, right into the now. I surrender these feelings into the poison ball and allow these poisons to flow from me. I ask that it takes away that poison of comparison, of feeling not enough, of feeling all alone and isolated, and as if I have no family. I visualize it as it removes from me, and it feels like gunky string just pouring out from heart space. Things that have been tangled up in there and causing a mess. And I just allow that tied up, clotted string feeling just to pour out into the poison bowl, to be transformed, to be burnt down, to be transmuted, to be cleansed out with water from Avalon.
The bowl itself shifts. It changes according to what you feel safe. My own is wooden, hand carved, and it suspends itself in void.
Mine's also appearing wooden, like a deep mahogany. Very smooth, very rounded. It's actually plain, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe with the rune just carved into the base. Yes, it has the odd rune. I see Bjork, the bee, for birth, so rebirth likely in this case, and reasons for that piercing, for that removal. And Athala, the connection point between our ancestors and all connection points through the ecosystem.
So I ask the viewers as well, what does your bowl look like? And does it have any markings on it? Whether it be what you're dumping or the healing that you should take away. I dump doubt and hesitancy. Too much thinking, not enough doing. It's not balanced. So I give until it becomes balanced.
I'm going to dump defeatism. A feeling that no matter what it is, it's not enough before I've even begun. That kind of self-sabotaging doubt that can come in. I dump my own rush to judgment based on where I feel inadequate, which is really just a fear-based response of not being enough.
I dump my overuse of platitudes and sorries. I dump my apologies for being.
And I dump the tendency to not speak, feeling that I am an inconvenience for speaking to people and for asking what I want. And I definitely dump the feeling of self-loathing that comes into this. At this time, I also invite everybody, if they want to vocalize what they wish to dump into the poison bowl, or if they just want to feel it and say it to themselves.
Or if you'd like to type it in comments and let us know if you're okay with reading it out loud or not, please. Oh, lots of ancestors just rushed in. Oof.
I'm just going to read what Mira said for the poison bowl. To let go of frustration, sadness, fear from the hatred, and ignorance of others. These things I give to the poison bowl as I cry tears I refuse to shed and scream into the void. The tears smell acrid, and the scream is heat, almost fire. Sweat that smells of fear drips from my hands as I release and offer it to the poison bowl. This I offer. The obsidian and stone bowl is carved with runes and is surrounded by molten rock and crystal that looks like shards of ice. Thank you for allowing us to share that with everybody, and may you be released from the burdens that is putting on you and your time and your energy and your heart space. I feel like we need a mantra for every time we put something into the poison bowl.
You are held. You are seen. You are
so
heard. You are
inspiring.
held. You are loved.
Yeah.
You are not alone.
And you are not alone.
Speaking of not alone, this may not be for anyone in particular, but oh, I'm getting watery-eyed. So lots of ancestors just rushed in before you read that. And there's a grandfather and sort of a plaid. There's a kind of an olive green in it and a tan. And he's showing me a stag. So I don't know if he was maybe a hunter or something like that, but he's present and giving love, pouring it in. Brass frame glasses. Almost a sort of German sort of shaped face. Or rectangular. Anyway, for whoever that is, he's just saying that he's here. And he's emanating love, basically. I'm also seeing the stag drawn like a kid drawing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that was something that was given to him, but yeah.
So Samantha is okay with us reading this to put this in the poison ball.
Okay.
The feeling of worthlessness, not being enough, the feeling of being ignored and not important enough to ask for what I want, the feeling of having to give all for approval of love from people, the feeling I have to be someone else to please others, to dump my loneliness and dump the self-doubt. As you said it,
Mm-hmm.
so it is released.
You are seen, you are heard, you are held, you are loved, and you are not alone. Just checking some of the other comment areas really quick.
Mm-hmm. There's a spirit talking. About somebody's fear of death.
Hmm.
Fear of death is fear is the thing to be feared. Everything rots and decays. It's the natural order. Natural progression. Do not allow a fear of death to hold you back. Do not allow fear to hold you from truly living. Okay.
Who is needing to dump not using their voice? Like they're holding back. They've been biting their tongue because I am getting this like dry cough tickling thing in my throat right now.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are watching and you are hesitating to do that, don't hesitate. Go ahead and dump it.
Jennifer says I joined just in time to dump into my bowl the pain of abuse that reverberates through me through time. So as you release it into the bowl, so it is. You are seen.
You are heard. You are held. You are loved. And you are not alone.
Not alone. We totally need like a red tent situation for this, like with the red. I didn't realize I'd put so much red all around me, and that's why this is totally one of those red tent-like moments of just releasing that into the poison bowl for everybody. Obviously, we're not gender specific with our rituals, but I do like the reds surrounding in those deep times of powerful transition. And for everybody who is non-verbally, putting their energy, their memory, their pain into the poison bowl, I will say as you put it in, so it is released. And we'll do our mantra for everybody who doesn't feel they can speak up to.
And for anybody seeing it afterwards as well.
Afterwards. So it reverberates through.
Hmm.
So you are seen.
You are heard.
You are loved.
You are held. And you're not alone.
I'm getting it in my throat now too.
It's intense. I had to mute for a little bit and it's still there.
Like here. Yeah.
Hmm.
Deborah was like Judah, some self-doubt and the feeling of having to be with someone to feel worthy. I also dumped self-esteem issues.
Side note, I don't know if anybody was battling throat cancer or something, but I feel like that's also something that just popped into my head. So I don't know if you're healing from that too. But
And as you release it into the poison ball, it's released from your body. You are seen. Cris is having a moment. You are seen.
yes, sorry. Yes, you are heard. It
You are
takes a little
held.
out of it. You are seen, you are heard, you are held, you are loved.
And you are not alone.
You're not alone.
Jennifer McCoy just said yes. I'm not sure if she's healing from the throat cancer or knows someone who is.
Well,
So.
and I asked also because it could be the dude. I don't know, but because I will pick up physically.
Yeah.
But either way, I'm putting it out there so it can go where it needs to go.
Our ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
Boycotting healing.
Well, you also have to so there's like a group of them, and then I'm also talking to another group of people here on the live, and so I'm like, anybody lose a shiny button? Anybody? Eh?
Okay. So I'm just going to wait for a couple more minutes in case anyone else would like to put anything into the poison ball. So now is your opportunity live. Like I said, and like Cris has said, after the fact, it will still count. You are still held. You are still within that poison ball space. We're basically creating kind of energetic space for you guys that will continue. And I will then do some cleansing after we've done that with the Avalon energies before we close down.
I have a little more of that continued visualization on my end. So when the bowl is full, once you've finished dumping, I see the bowl, and of course mine was wooden in this instance, but I see the bowl having the void, the blackness around it, fill it and become dark, rich soil. And from that soil, we are able to grow. It transmutes the pain, the suffering, the sadness, the grief, struggles.
Skipping ahead. I was going to do this in the cleansing ritual bit.
Well, that's what I saw. And you asked me what I had. This is Virgo trying to plan out something that isn't planned out. That's what that is.
That's her in my head because she's in my soul tribe and she's like, what's this idea over here with her fox needling? Oh, sorry, wolf needling. And there's a fox underneath like, stop it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So, yeah, but earlier when I dumped in the bowl, I saw it fill with black, rich, dark soil. So, I ask everybody to envision that as well once they dump.
So I'm actually gonna, on that note, I'm gonna call everybody to hold an energy of love for that you have released, because it's very easy to release the things which are hurting us and think, oh God, I'm so glad I'm done with that now. But this is a part of you. So allow energies of like a forgiveness, a love, and a transformative energy into that poison bowl. Allow you and your energy to transform and make that shift.
Yeah.
Into that void energy, into that deep earth, in which you, your emotions, yourself is planted in that dark earth of transmutation. Your growth going forward is transformed. Poison into purpose. Wounds that let the light in.
Transformation.
Transformation.
Very butterfly oriented, like the goo phase.
Mm-hmm.
So if you will, if for those of you who are familiar with that transformation, the bowl becomes the chrysalis and the goo slowly forms into the butterfly. So it's just another sort of visualization. Perhaps that'll work for some people also.
I'm actually just going to hold a little pink Himalayan salt lamp up just to radiate that energy out into the ecosystem for everybody.
I don't have mine next to me. It's over there. But actually, even better. Mine is currently resting on the ancestral mother's cauldron.
Perfect.
So yeah.
We're creating
Hecate's
two
area.
points.
Yeah, Hecate's area.
Yeah. Well, I'll create my point and your point's right with Hecate. So that is a gateway into healing for everybody. So I'm just going to hold that for a minute. I have all the old songs in my head. So I've also got Return in my head.
I had a Dark Mother.
Yeah.
That was in my head earlier.
Yeah. Oh, I've got the Return.
Yeah.
Return. The fire and the water. All the old Kate West songs. That's taking me way back to being quite little.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that's just about everybody who wishes to at least outwardly vocalize. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who vocalized and putting their energy into the cauldron. I know that can be a very daunting thing to do, especially publicly. Thank you for doing that, for being here, for connecting, whether you're here at the time or whether you're connecting later. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
And we're going to just call in that energy, slowly close down. John sees the room de gaz. So we can talk to you privately in a bit about that, John.
Yes.
You can bring that into the
to
the quiet space later.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. Samantha says thank you ever so much. So before we actually energetically close down, I'm going to say a few things. After healing rituals, even of this nature, we didn't go on for too long, but even of this nature, afterwards, I highly recommend grounding, like stomp your feet, move your body around, have something to eat, have something to drink, go to the toilet. I know it's a bit gross, but it will ground you like anything. And all of these things just get your energy back into the physical realm, because after these healings, you can feel a bit lightheaded, a bit dizzy, a little bit like, whew, that was a bit like, I've released this thing, and that can leave you feeling a bit fly away. And I don't want anybody to, knock themselves out or anything. So things that ground you, listening to some music maybe. I really highly recommend eating and drinking. Definitely drinking, if nothing else. Hydrate, you beautiful witch. And take it easy. Allow yourself the space to heal. Thank you again for joining us. So you ready? Do you want to say a little something to Hecate? Now we're done on the tail end.
Sure. Axis Mundi, mother of all. Fire bearer. Crossroads queen. Thank you for holding us tonight. Thank you for pouring your love into us. Thank you for protecting us. Thank you for nourishing us. Thank you for illuminating the dark. Thank you for giving us wisdom and understanding in place of it. Thank you for transmuting this pain. Thank you, midwife. Thank you, mother of all mothers. Mother of my mother. Mother of I.
Praise be to Hecate. And now as we step from this place, we release the energy of Avalon. It's never far from us, and we can always connect to it whenever we need it. But we allow that very strong bond to ebb, to allow us to go about our daily lives, knowing that the love and energy is right there should we ever need it again. Thank you to the spirits who have joined us. Thank you to those who watch over and guide us. Okay. And the circle is open, but ever unbroken. Another one of those songs. They're all in my head. Yeah. Circle within a circle, no beginning. They're all in my head tonight. Who knows why? Maybe we need them.
One of my favorites, and one of the most healing ones, is I did it at a ritual years ago, and it's Deep Into the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
The only one I've heard have it recorded so far is Jana Renalis, I think is her name. She's from the UK. And it goes, deep into the earth I go. Deep into the earth I know. Deep into the earth I go. Deep into the earth I know. This part. Hold my hand, brother. Hold my hand. Hold my hand, sister. Hold my hand. And it goes around and around and around.
Yeah, that's one of the Red Tent songs. I think that it's on one of the Red Tent CDs.
I love that song. I love drumming with it too. It's one of my favorite ones. Okay.
So thank you everybody for joining us.
Yes.
We hope you enjoyed this. We were on a bit of a tight schedule. We overran a bit anyway. We will be doing more rituals going forward. We will also be sticking to this format for the foreseeable future, which is live on the Facebooks, all of them.
The Book of Faces.
The Book of Faces. And then afterwards it gets put on YouTube for a number of different reasons. One, YouTube stopped the live being easily done.
Yeah.
And we seem to reach more people this way, to be honest, which is beautiful. So
I don't know what's going on with your algorithm, YouTube, but
and that's really
way better to do it this way.
community and healing. So we're gonna
Yeah.
do it this way because we reach more people, and that
Absolutely.
always fills my little heart with joy to see you guys joining in, connecting, and being here with us. So thank you, everybody. I hope that the burdens ease soon for those who are having difficult times. I will repeat the last line and invite Cris to repeat the last line, that you are not alone.
Absolutely. You are not alone.
So if you take anything from this, take that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, everybody.
It's literally on my website, on my About Me. Like, you are not alone. I think Joey and I both at the bottom of all of the stuff. If there's one thing we want people to know
between everything.
Yeah, like if there's one thing that's a common thread that we want people to know, it's that.
It's that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Love your faces. Thanks for joining us.